And we're back with the Daniel and
Fernando
show.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
So let's pick up where we left off. All right.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The conversation was so good. I was forgetting to look at the camera.
I know. I was like, in the middle of it, I just realized I haven't looked like once at the camera.
Yeah.
And I was like, should I look at the camera once in a while?
Yeah. So I want to talk to you a bit more about your experiences, because I think at the core of this is a very human experience. It's a little bit more than comedy, even though, we do this. But the dealing with rejection, could you recall like a bomb that you had that just stuck out in your mind? Like one in particular where you just left it like, ugh. Have you ever bombed and just left it feeling like, ugh?
Every single bomb is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. But one thing that I have told you before, I was hosting.
Okay.
And it wasn't my first hosting.
Okay.
But I don't know what, I could not relate with the audience.
Yeah.
Everything I said was not landing.
Yeah.
And really, and like I said, every time the comedian was about to finish, I was feeling like, oh my God, do I have to go up again? And in the middle of it, because I was so frustrated, I was looking, this is the thing they told me, I look very stupid.
Okay.
Instead of just bombing and being quiet, I was like trying to overcome it, but it was not making. And this is something a guy told me. You are very good at bombing.
Dang.
That is like,
dang.
You're bombing, but still people are laughing.
Okay.
But it's not laughing because of the joke. But
they're laughing at how bad it is.
Yeah, like you're like, oh my God, this guy's horrible. Jesus Christ.
How did you get back on the stage after that? Like, what was the period you leave the stage that has to feel horrible? How do you get in the mindset to get back on the stage?
So that was the moment. After that, I couldn't sleep for about like 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
Those moments that you're sleeping, I could have said this. I should have done this.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, why didn't I act like that in front of the audience and all that? But after going through, recalling all that, I realized one thing. I wasn't mentally prepared for bombing. Those fire alarm, this is a drill kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I realized that I had to somewhat visualize, imagine myself bombing and dealing with it like a drill.
Okay.
So in case people are just quiet.
Yeah.
What kind of face would I be looking?
Yeah.
And then I should be anticipating this kind of moment, having my, emotional and editorial, readiness for that moment.
Yeah.
And from that on, I trained a lot about bombing. And that's when, like I said in part one, it really made me realize, people are trying to, when then I went on and bombed another time, and I was ready, and I was, not as frustrated and disappointed as before at the first time.
Yeah.
I realized, oh my God, people are so nice. They're with me.
Huh.
They are very forgiving, and they're willing to listen to me, even if I'm bombing, if I'm nice. Sometimes you have a horrible guy who's doing nice things to you.
Okay.
Although he's very grateful. Maybe not, I don't want to see that guy again. Kind of thing. Whereas, even though there's a guy who does nothing to you, you don't get any benefit. But if the guy is really nice, and then when he makes mistakes, you go like, oh, it's okay. It happens to anyone. But when the horrible guy makes mistake, even though he was very nice, beneficial, let's not say nice.
Okay.
He's been doing something good for you.
Yeah.
But the guy was itself in his character really mean.
Yeah.
And you see him making mistake, and you don't want to forgive that guy.
Right.
Yeah, I think a similar thing happened on stage where when I try to be nice, people are not nice to you. So from that moment on, I have been able to enjoy comedy better. And this is what I say on stage. Everybody who's seen my comedy knows I have huge stage fright.
Yeah, really?
I can't. Till this day, I cannot get over it. I am trembling a lot.
Yeah.
But one thing that really helps me is that they're not there to kill me.
Okay.
I know that I'm going up to nice people.
Yeah.
But even so, I have stage fright. But that's how I overcome and I start to enjoy comedy.
So is that you like giving the audience the benefit of the doubt? And do you walk around like that in life in general? Like, these people aren't out to get me. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to go up there and try something new.
Together with your question, I think comedy affects my life, and my life affects comedy.
Absolutely.
For everybody. And when that moment happened, I think I try to be very generous to people.
Okay.
But before that, I was just being generous because I have to be generous.
Okay.
You cannot be mean. But after that, I am generous because people are generous too.
Okay.
You see the difference?
Okay.
I think that's one of the things that comedy made me a better person.
Yeah. Oh,
I know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You go up stage, these guys paid money, or maybe they coming for free, but they spend their time sitting there. They're taking their time and effort to see if you can give them good time. You're giving them horrible time. But they forgive. They're very generous.
Yeah.
I should be like that too.
Yeah.
And that kind of, I didn't have like, oh, they are generous, I should be generous, but like instinctively, people are nice. I have to be nice. And that's one of the things that comedy has made me a better person. And I really like that about comedy.
So how about this though? Because like everybody's not generous, right? So how do you even consider the people that are not generous? Or do they just they're not even in your mind? You just don't pay those people attention?
So this is something I learned in first grade university.
Okay.
Freshman year university. In Korea, we say first grade, second grade.
Okay.
So I was studying statistics.
Okay.
In statistics, you see this graph going like this.
Okay.
And in the middle, you have the most.
Yeah.
And at the end is the extreme
The
case.
outliers, yeah.
And there's a line in both extremes.
Okay.
And the statistics professor said, whatever is outside this line, forget about it.
Okay, I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people get attached to that.
They focus on that.
Like, shit, these are horrible people.
Yeah.
And because they're so memorable and, the horrible people, like, you feel like the whole bunch is like that.
Yeah.
You feel like everybody's...
You start to confuse the rest of the... Yeah.
Just like when you had one hit, you feel like you've been hitting all the time. When you have that one horrible person doing that, you could go, I think, to the mistake of thinking all the audience could be like that.
Right. Not overgeneralizing.
Yeah.
Man, that's so important. That's so important because it's like you could take a group of people, you could take a nation or whatever. If you had one bad experience, you can't paint the entire population as that. You can't paint an entire thing just because of one thing. But, it's also interesting too because I feel like in my education growing up, there was a lot of emphasis on being an outlier. If you're really good or really bad, at least you're like noticeable. But that's a whole other thing. I think that's just like training yourself to look for very specialized situations versus focusing on the majority of good things that are happening.
I think, like I said, like comedy affects life and life affects comedy.
Yeah.
We are in Korea. We have a lot of foreigners coming in.
Yeah.
And when they leave, we have a lot of people a lot of different reaction.
Yeah.
Oh, this was one of the most horrible experiences that I had in my life, and they leave. Some people are like, oh, people are so nice.
Yeah.
And some people it's like, oh, it's boring. Some
Yeah.
people, oh, too much work. But what I see is they judged the whole 50 million people on just less than 100 people they met.
Yeah.
And they just generalized it. And I'm not saying that they're wrong or nothing like that.
Right.
But going back to statistics, in order to have a better understanding of the statistics, you have to have more samples.
Okay, yeah.
You cannot know what Koreans are like with just 50 people.
Right.
At least you have to have 10,000 people.
At least.
At least 10,000 people, and then you can say, maybe you have a full sample, and then you know what kind of asshole you should take away. And you know, oh, this is too nice. This is not general.
Right.
These guys are like Mother Teresa. Like, these are not the general Koreans.
Yeah.
But then you will generally understand. And then I think, I don't know, I've been in a lot of countries.
Yeah.
People are the same anywhere.
Yeah.
But they kind of see this, like, these horrible people that, you know, they were so racist against them.
Right.
And then they feel like everybody's like them.
Right.
And I feel really bad for them because if they were a little bit more open and just forgotten about the racist people and try to find better people, because there are
better people. Yeah.
And maybe they would have a better experience of Korea.
Yeah.
Because whenever I see someone cursing any other thing, I feel like, I feel so sorry for you.
Right. Because to me, I typically, if someone is so invested in cursing another thing, then they already feel bad about themselves. They need to morally make themselves superior than another thing, because they walk around feeling so small all the time.
They sometimes, when they have that, you know, when you curse someone, this is something I read, I don't remember where, when you curse someone, then you automatically put yourself higher morally.
Yeah.
And your natural instinct is to say, are you that better person?
Right.
Instinctively and subconsciously, it asks you the question. So it's either you just downgrade the other person, or you make yourself better than what you actually are.
Come on, that's the truth.
And then what do you have? You have an asshole.
Exactly.
Either way, you have an asshole.
Exactly.
Narcissistic asshole. You have, like, you're not that good, man.
No, that's so real though, and that's why I talked about, like, you know, from the previous sections, like maturing as an artist. You know, back in the day when I was bombing, I would say, "Oh, y'all suck," you know, and it's funny now, but growing up and maturing, you realize, no, I don't have to make myself be like, I'm funny. You people don't understand comedy. I don't have to do that. And if we don't agree, we just don't agree. But I don't have to put myself in a superior situation, just like I wouldn't allow another to put themselves in a superior situation to me. So comedy, like you were saying, was like, it informs so much of our lives, and our lives inform so much of our comedy. What other things have you learned from comedy that may have impacted your, like, day-to-day life?
Well, not only comedy, but I had a lot of jobs, careers.
Okay.
I was a salesperson.
Yeah.
And not only comedy, but any hardworking environment.
Okay.
Like a salesperson.
Yeah.
Really teaches you about life.
Okay.
And when I was in sales, I was a salesperson and life insurance salesperson. And then, you know, every time you have a good sales, they make you do a speech.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we're like, hey, you can do like me. So, like, inspiration speech.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, cult kind of looking, you know, thing. Like, hey, you guys can do too. Because, you know, sales is a lot of, you know, rejection. And it hurts emotionally. So you need, you know, your peers to go up and say nice things, so, like, you know, have the hopes again.
Yeah.
And I remember saying one thing.
Yeah.
To this day that I'm really proud of. I said, whenever I make a good sales, I feel like I'm becoming a better salesperson. Whenever I get rejected, I feel like I'm being a better person. Yes.
Could you expand on that a little bit more?
Yeah, because it's the same as bombing in comedy.
Yeah.
You take your time, you have hopes, and then this is really related to livelihood.
Yeah.
How much money, what better food are you going to put in your table?
Yeah.
It's so related, so it's not emotionally very easy to let go very easily. Maybe I won't make it.
Yeah.
You need that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when you have your hopes and you felt like you were going to make the sales, you're going to close it, you're going to make the deal, you don't.
Yeah.
The process is coming back from that disappointment back to, another day of routine, salesperson.
Yeah.
Is what I felt like, got me stronger. It made me a better person.
For sure.
Stronger.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Because then I think what I'm hearing from you is your relationship to failure changed. Do you feel like you ever fail, or do you call it more like a learning? Or is there just a difference? You're like, no, there's an obvious failing, and then there's a learning. Because I'm hearing like the failure is what taught you to be better.
I'm sorry to say this, but whenever I hear like 7 habits of successful people story, I feel like those are bullshit.
Okay.
And, everybody tried hard. There's not people, there are no like really, really, really lazy people and then like, oh, maybe one day I'll be strong. Everybody struggles.
Yeah.
But the people who succeeded, I think they had better luck.
Okay.
And together with that, failure is a failure.
Okay.
When they come out and say, that's a learning process, I'm like, yeah. That's such a bullshit to me.
Yeah.
Failure is a failure.
Okay.
And you learn from it. I know it's a learning process.
Yeah.
But you cannot just justify it like that. You have to take failure as a failure. And, you take it.
Yeah.
It's not, like you said, sometimes this joke works in this crowd.
Yeah.
Sometimes this joke doesn't work in this crowd.
Yep.
This is not a learning process.
That's a failure.
It's a failure.
Hey, yeah.
It's a fucking horrible experience. You just get over it.
Yeah.
Maybe if you made a mistake,
okay,
you want to, not do that again.
Yeah.
But many times in sales, and for me in comedy, you tried your best. You did your best.
Yeah.
It's not like, I was so lazy, I didn't prepare anything. I thought I would just go up and say anything, it worked, and it didn't.
Yeah.
Then you can say, hey, man,
okay,
you have to prepare. But most comedians, they prepare hard.
Yeah.
I think you do, I do.
Yeah.
Most salesperson, whenever they meet a client, they try their hard. And then when it fails, it's a failure.
Right.
It's not a learning experience.
Right. Take it. No,
enjoy it.
Because what I'm hearing is like it's you're so process oriented that if you fail, you know that it's not the last time.
Yes.
And that gives you confidence to do it again. And if you fail again, you know it's not the last time.
Yeah, and shit happens, and shit happened.
Yeah.
That's it. Whoever comes to you and tells you like 20 minutes, like blah, 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 shut the fuck up, man. Just buy me a drink. This is what I love about Korean.
Okay.
When you have problems.
Yeah.
I think in the States, I don't know. I don't want to generalize this.
Go for it.
But, I think people try to talk it out. In many Western culture. In Korea, you say, oh, man, I'm feeling really bad. I'll buy you a drink. And we don't talk about it.
Okay.
We just get freaking drunk, and we forget that. I think that's the best remedy. You get so drunk and you're so hungover the next day, you forgot the horrible thing that you went through.
Yeah.
And then you like...
And then you repeat it again.
Yeah. And then...
So you're not learning from the mistakes. You're getting a drinking problem.
Yeah. And those things are unavoidable. You cannot learn. You cannot avoid. It's like... Even if like practice million hits, million swings, you're gonna get it out again. It's not out. It's not a learning process.
Oh man,
shit happened and just move on. And that's how I process my bombing.
Yeah.
And shit happened.
I love it.
I don't know if the joke was bad. I don't know if I delivered bad. I don't know if we don't have the connection.
Yeah.
But nobody's laughing. Fuck it, I gotta wait another week for this.
Right. No, I love it. I love it. It is what it is. Get over it. It's not the last time.
In sales, the hardest thing in sales was to pick up the phone and call.
Okay. Yeah.
Because they felt that, they're gonna get rejected. You get rejected, you just call. Hello, this is Prudential Insurance. My name is Fernando. You're like, oh man, I'm really busy. They hang up.
Yeah.
And people are so afraid. Me as a sales manager, I was also the salesperson.
Yeah.
In both time.
Yeah.
I said, the worst thing that could happen is that they hang up.
Yeah.
They're not gonna call. Where the fuck are you?
Right.
I'm gonna get you for taking away my 2 precious minutes. Tell me where the fuck you are. They're not gonna do that.
That's real.
The worst thing that could happen was that they will just hang up.
Yeah.
I think for a comedy also, the worst thing that could happen is that they will not laugh.
Yeah.
They're not gonna come up the stage and like,
Will Smith. Will Smith switched the game up, man.
They're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So enjoy it. It's also another so that's my way of dealing with bombing.
Yeah. I think comedians have a very good understanding of accepting a thing, accepting a moment. Now we talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock. Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. Chris Rock's response was, "Oh shit." Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me. He just accepted the moment and he continued. He hosted the rest of the show. I think comedians are emotionally, they just accept it. Now, that's not to say that comedians are going to accept getting slapped in the face or assaulted, but I think comedians just comedians come to reality quicker. And it's just like, we don't need to put a Band-Aid on it. This just happened.
Yes.
Deal with it.
A lot of people talk about Will Smith's side.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear a lot of Chris Rock's side.
Right.
But when I saw that, as a comedian,
I
was putting myself in Chris Rock.
Yeah.
And this guy just, slaps the fuck out of me because I said something rude.
Yeah.
And then I said, what did Chris say? Like, oh shit? Or
yeah, he was like, oh shit. Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me. Something like that.
And then it went on.
Right.
When I saw that, if I were Chris Rock, after the show, I would be so disappointed at myself that I could not make a joke out of it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, fuck. I would go like, oh, this was such a great moment to make a very good joke.
Yeah.
But I think he was kind of puzzled a little bit.
He was shocked. And I think he got a condition, too.
Yeah, but, if I were Chris Rock, I wouldn't be able to say, oh, my God, this was a great way to show that violence was not the good thing.
Yeah.
I could have made a very good joke, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And that's what I thought about, maybe Chris Rock was going through.
Yeah, he was trying to process it. Yeah, I don't know. That was just a wild night. That was a wild night. But no, comedians just have this understanding, this is happening. So I think we're coming up on our time here.
Yeah, I didn't look at camera more than 3 times or 4 times. This time.
This time, yeah. We made more of an effort. But, hey, this has been the Daniel and Fernando Show. Y'all tune in, and we got more coming.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.